Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. I'm going to go over some copper companies. I like copper quite a bit. If they're going to dump all this money into renewables and into electric vehicles, guess what? Copper is going to make this thing happen. And copper's already taken off quite a bit, but I think this is just the beginning. When everybody starts trying to procure all this copper, I don't know where they're going to get it all from. So let's look at some of the copper companies. Let's look at their technical analysis and charts and see what opportunities are out there. So here's the copper companies. Renewables and EVs. Copper's a big winner with all the hype around renewables and EVs. And if we're going forward with this, copper is going to crush it. It is also a commodity that will do well with inflation. So I see this as a win and a win. Supply, demand, and inflation front. So let's look at some copper companies and the price of copper. So here's the price of copper. It is almost at all-time highs. We're working our way towards it. 450, clear breakthrough 450, and it's looking pretty good. So whenever you get these large breaks, so this was a break here. If you kind of draw this through here, it broke through that, and you can see this run up. We've got another kind of break here, because this is a very large pattern here that coiled up, and it shot higher. And when we break this, I think it's going to shoot again. Here's the gold-copper ratio, just to show you the outperformance of copper in relationship to gold and that we are in a commodity bull market. We've got trend line number 1 here and number 2. Broke the first one, this number 2 line, I should say. Broke it, came down, kind of paused at this line, broke it down again, and we're pausing again before I think another move to the upside for copper or lower gold-to-copper ratios. So I'm going to show you some of these companies. They look like they're coiling up and about to break chart patterns. Here's Rio Tinto, diversified mining company. I own quite a bit in it. I bought it off of another chart pattern down here, way back here. I loaded up. I actually hold quite a bit in this. We're moving on up. We hit our head here, came back, hit our head again, came back a little bit. I think we're going to break out of this little pattern here. Nice little pennant formation. We break out of here, I think you're going to see a good move higher. BHP's creating a similar formation. Kind of came up, pulled out, pulled back, and we've got this kind of pattern forming here. I think if we can clear this through here, that we're going to see kind of a big move up. Here's Glencore. Glencore's looking really good. Obviously, after me seeing some of these charts, I had to put some money, cost averaging in a little bit to it. Here's the downtrend line on a weekly basis. Came down, pulled back up, hit our head. They usually form these little U-shaped patterns. They hit their head, they kind of come back, then they pull back up, and then they break it. Glencore has a lot of nickel and copper reserves. So I had to get some exposure to it, and I think some people talked about it on this channel. If you brought it up, yes, Glencore is a very good company. Here's FreeportMcMoran. Here's the downtrend line. It broke. This one just paused for a little bit above it and then took off. So this one looks pretty good as well. To move to the upside. Remember, some people say, well, where's the value here? You're kind of buying it where it's high. Well, yeah, you would have been great if you bought it down here, but guess what? We're not there anymore. So we're up here. What happens is these big, long-term, decade-long charts, their downtrends break, and they're going to run for 8 to 10 years. This is not going to be a $36 stock. This could be a $400 or $500, $600 stock or $300 stock or something like that. It's not going to be at $36 when we're building renewables and electric vehicles, and we need more copper, and copper goes to $20 a pound 5 years from now, or $30 a pound, or wherever it goes. I'm not sure where, but wherever it goes, it's going to be much higher than $4.50 a pound. We can't even turn on some of these low-grade projects. So we're going to have to turn on everything we can if they want as much copper as they want. Here's South 32. This guy's getting all congested in here. It's coiling up right before a big move comes. So South 32 is looking fantastic. And remember, these have big dividends, bigger companies, big moves, and with a lot less volatility and risk. Norilsk Nickel popped out of its pattern to the upside, looking fantastic. I own quite a bit of it. I actually bought some in the hypothetical portfolio down here. Here is NGX Minerals. This is a small mineral company. You can see the upward channel line here. And it's right at the bottom portion of this channel, which is perfect for picking up some shares. But remember, this is a little bit higher risk, a lot smaller company. And this is where I like to buy, is looking at, a channel like this. I was picking some shares off down here. Here's Copper Bank Resources, another one. I did some research into some copper companies. This is a small copper company. Nice golden cross, nice kind of move higher. And we've got this kind of sideways pullback motion going on right now. Will it pull down a little more? Perhaps. Maybe this pullback's not yet done. But you know what? I'm sprinkling in over time. Sprinkling over time. And here's Nova Royalty. This is a royalty company with copper and nickel. It's a newer royalty company. Pulled up nice and tight pull up here, and then we're going sideways here for a while. Looks like there's a lot of support from the buyers down here. I just kind of sprinkle money in over time to accumulate some shares here and there when I get paid. So those are the companies. There's other companies too that look pretty good. Anglo American looks pretty good too. I forgot to put that up here. Anglo American Platinum, ANGPY. That's another company that you might want to look into. They do produce copper, platinum group metals, and they also do a whole bunch of other things. If you look at their website, that's Anglo American Platinum. So these are kind of the bigger companies. They give you dividends, a little bit less volatility and risk. They're going to print money. They're going to print money. They're going to pay you guys in dividends. And I am very big holders in all of these companies. I step it up, of a certain portfolio, this is my bigger portfolio. I may have 5 to 10% in each of these companies because they are diversified miners. They are a lot lower risk and they pay a ton of dividends. Now, in my other speculative portfolios, which maybe some of these smaller copper companies I'm putting in here, like Copper Bank, NGEX, those companies, I'll put a lot less money in. It may only be a few percent in, and then I spread it out because they just don't have. They're just startup companies. The risk is far too high to put a bunch of money into it, unless I really know inside and out the insiders and all that stuff. I tend not to put as much money into them. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys listening, and this is Finding Value.